Yo! What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Everyday Show. I'm Jacob Ennis. I'm fired up. I'm in a fighting mood, baby. Oh yeah, and I'm looking at the camera here, and I'm noticing that you can faintly see the pimple on my face, and that it's really frustrating because I'm an adult and I still get pimples on my face sometimes. And did I grow a beard to help cover the visible pimples on my face? Yep. But that doesn't help when your beard's around your neck. So, but life goes on, baby. The show goes on. Welcome. Today's episode is brought to you by Neckbeard. So it's Monday. I trying to get back on track. Last week, released the episode a couple of days late, and now this one is looks like it's going to go out Monday evening. But it's all good. We're getting there. Episode 5. We're 5 episodes in, and it's been a blast, baby. Thank you guys so much, seriously, for watching and listening and all of that jazz. And that's the show. Good episode. 2 minutes. Nicely done. So let's see. What was I doing? I wanted to talk about, let me just, catch you guys up on what's been going down with me this past weekend and whatnot. I went to a car show, so I volunteer for veterans nonprofit because I just like to give back, and I'm just so thoughtful. And so I do it, free of charge, and I have been doing it for several years now, but it's really cool. Whole Vet, veterans nonprofit. If you guys are down with the sickness there, but they hosted a car show in Fayetteville, North Carolina, Vietnam, baby, Vietnam, yeah. It reminds me of an old little rap that my buddy Wes Dumford, a.k.a. Kid Rogue, and Brandon Fessy, a.k.a. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his rap name, but they did a track, back in circa 2017. This is right after Views by Drake had come out, and they did a track over Weston Road Flows. What you know about it? It's called Comeback Season or something. No. It's called, I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but he's got a sick track because my boy Brandon Fessy is from Fayetteville, and Kid Rogue throws the alley-oop to him and has a sick bar about Vietnam and Glocks and bomb and I can't remember the line. So super super cool story I just told you. But, so did a car show. That was fun. It was a busy day, but a lot of cool cars out there. A lot of Oldsters, Modespiels. I know nothing about cars, actually, so they all just pretty much look the same to me. And, but it was cool to see all these people get super excited about it. And that's really what Jesus would want. Everyone getting excited about some cars. Let's see, what else did I do? So, the Adventure Challenge. Has anyone heard of the Adventure Challenge. That's a really, really cool thing. It's basically a book. It's a company, and they send you this book. And they have some for like solo dolos. They have some for that you could do with friends, families, and couples. And what it is it's a book, and it's got like 50 or so little, grayed out boxes, and you got to scratch them off with a little coin, and then it's got an adventure, quote unquote, underneath it. And once you scratch it off, you got to do it. That's the rule. No take backsies. And you're supposed to, go and hang out with yourself or with others doing those things, and take pictures of it, document it. So I purchased one of those for my girlfriend, because I'm a romantic, I like that kind of stuff, and I'm pretty much the bee's knees when it comes to that. And we did our first adventure out of that book, and it was a lot of fun. It was basically one of us. We had to bake a pie. And but one of us had to be blindfolded, and they suggested that the person with the least amount of cooking experience be blindfolded. So naturally, your boy who lives on pasta and pizza rolls was blindfolded, and HelloFresh, pasta, pizza rolls, and HelloFresh. But I was blindfolded, and we didn't make a pie. We kind of nudged the rules on that one a little bit, but we made a chocolate or a coffee ice cream with whipped cream, like what is called a tort, I think, a tortille, tortille, and then it had chocolate chips on it, chopped pecans, and caramel sauce, just Smucker's caramel sauce drizzled all over it, and the crust of the pie was Oreos and butter. And that was freaking delicioso. Okay. But I had to make it blindfolded, and she was giving me directions, but she could only give me 3 commands. Okay, so she did it like in 3 steps, and I got my hands all up in that Oreo, baby, because you have to crush the Oreos. And so like I was just like, and I'm just blindfolded, and we figured that being blindfolded, the best way to do it was with the hands. Let me tell you, that pie came out so good. Well, we had to let it sit in the freezer, so I took the blindfold off. We went down for a walk down to the Jason's Deli, got me a little salad bar, and then walked back. I got blisters on my feet. I don't want to talk about it. And then when it was done setting up, she put on the blindfold and had to put the toppings on. Had to put the chocolate chips and the caramel and the pecans on. And she did a fantastic job. She has, it was just like 5 pools of caramel sauce in it. So we're still working with that. It was so stupid. She cut the pecans open. We had the bag, and she's feeling around like the outside of the pie bowl, and I'm closing my eyes here to imitate being blindfolded, which is funny. When you have the blindfold on, I was noticing I was inadvertently closing my eyes anyway, which is silly. It's probably just a protection. It's just a defense mechanism. But and then so she gets her bearings, and then she was just like slinging the pecans like as if she would do it just like she would do it if she could see. But she can't see. Pecans went everywhere. And as she was walking around like she had never been able to see ever, she grabbed the kitchen towel, the dish towel. She washes her hands off. She dries her hands with the kitchen towel, and she just throws it down on the counter, just as confident as ever. And I look at her and I said, "You just threw that dish towel right in the sink, confidently." Like you knew, just straight in the sink, just like she knew what she was doing. And she had never had eyes before. But it was a lot of fun. Got lots of pics and stuff, so it was a good time, good bonding moment. But yeah, that's what I've done. That's little catch up about me. But anyway, today we're going to talk about we're going to talk about a subject. And but before we get there, I want to talk about some, was watching this show on the Smithsonian Channel, because I'm a lifelong learner. I learn every day, and I strive to be better. And they were doing a little segment on the Yellowstone National Park. And man, that place is crazy with the animals, the wild animals that are there at the Yellowstone National Park. Holy smokes. They have 11 packs of wolves. 11 different packs of wolves. It's so large and scary. They got the bears, they got the elk, they got the bison, they got everything. And it is terrifying. And but like, people go hiking out there. And I got to thinking, I was like, what would, I said, and there's protected, Yellowstone is protected, right? Where there's places where you can't hunt what's inside the border. And I said, what's stopping a wolf or something like that crossing over into the unprotected land? Is it fenced in, And the answer is no. They can just wander out, and once they get out of the protected area, hunters are free to get them. But I'm like, what do you do if you're like trying to hike, because it's beautiful. It's in the Wyoming. And it's absolutely beautiful. So what do you do if you're hiking and then you just walk across a bear or a wolf? And I guess you're SOL. But then it got me thinking. So a couple months ago, I went to hiking in Grag Prong Falls in Appalachian Mountains in North Carolina. And I didn't even consider that there could be an animal that could pop out. I didn't think that I would see an animal that day, with the exception of maybe some birds and squirrels. Legitimately had no idea what I would have done had a mountain lion come out or a black bear rolled up on us. It never even dawned my mind. It never dawned my mind. And that was a really crazy wake-up call, that you can't just go hiking without knowing that you definitely could potentially maybe see some animals. And what are you going to do when that happens? And they say when a Blair walks up on you and is curious about you, you're supposed to, just stand still, make slow movements, let it sniff all and lick all on you and everything. Dude, I think the bear's getting a throat punch. I told you I'm in a fighting mood today. We got to choose fight or flight, baby, and I'm fighting. And I'm probably dying. If I'm fighting, I'm dying. So, but that was really crazy. But, to be fair, look, it was very recently in my life. I'm talking I'm talking a month or two, that I realized that the birds that you just see outside your house or outside work or wherever you frequent, your favorite restaurant or whatever, those are the same birds every day. Like you're seeing, like, I don't know what I thought. I guess, that that just new birds spawned in every single day. And it was just different. It was just a different mockingbird. It was just a different red-winged blackbird. And I was just like, hey, guy, and they flew south for the winter. And then the next day there were more. And they would fly south for the winter that next day. It was very recently that I had that realization. And then, so now I'm thinking, right now, I'm like, do they have names? What if they have names for us? Like, we got the mockingbirds. Like, what if to me, or what if to the mockingbird, they see me and they're like, oh, look at this. There's that same chillimonkey, chickility. That's just right there. I'm just a chickility, and it's a common species. It's a common species of things, and maybe I'm a green-haired chickility, because maybe green in bird, maybe strawberry blonde hair, which is me, maybe that's green in bird. I don't know. I don't speak bird. Or even like what, and then it's just like, it really makes you sad. Like, we could have done better with these names, because then we have like, the red-winged blackbird is a real bird that we have, and they're really cool. They're really cool birds, red-winged blackbirds. Not like rare, but like I think uncommon. They are considered in this area. But that's such a basic name, because you know what a red-winged blackbird is? It's literally a blackbird, and it's got a little red patch on its wings. So, like, we couldn't get any more creative than that. So then, what if the red-winged blackbird? What if in bird, they see me walk out and they're like, oh, there's sunburned white dude, and that's my whole identity, sunburned white guy. Or maybe sunburned neckbeard. That would just break my heart. That would just break my heart, man. So I think we need to be better. We need to be more mindful about how we address these birds around us. They're people too. Birds are people too. So back to Yellowstone National Park, they have the prismatic thermal springs, and they're really cool. If you haven't seen them, look them. Really cool looking, but they're not swimming springs. They're not hot springs that you can swim in. They will kill you. They will burn you alive. And I was just thinking, who figured that one out? Who figured out that you can't go in there ever, and there's never a time where you can go in there? Which really just spiraled me down a train of thought about the origin of food, the origin of prepared food. I think about this probably more times than I should, in my life. I probably think about it 3 or 4 times a week, about who figured out that you have to cook chicken all the way through, but beef, you don't have to cook it all the way through, and damn fish, you don't have to cook it. You know? Who figured out that you can't eat raw almonds because there's cyanide in them or something like that? I don't know if that's true. But you can like process them and then boom, now you can eat them. Man, that's just crazy to me. So I wanted to let's take that right in to our topic today. We have the origin of prepared food. So we're here on the interwebs, and we get we have cooking, and let's see. Origins from hunter-gatherers to settled agriculturalists. This is from Britannica.com/topic/cooking. Cite your sources, people. The precise origins of cooking are unknown, but at some point in the distant past, early humans conquered fire. We beat it. We beat fire. And that was a battle, wasn't it? Damn, I didn't think we were going to win that one. And we started using it to prepare food. Researchers have found what appear to be remains of campfires made 1.5 million years ago. Again, you take this back to a couple episodes ago when I was talking about black holes and stuff. How do we know? How do we know it was 1.5 million years ago? We can't look. I can't look outside at a campfire and tell you when the last time that was lit. These people are so dumb. Early remains of campfires made 1.5 million years ago by Homo erectus, wink, one of the early human species. In fact, anthropologists such as Richard Wrangham, I think it's actually pronounced Warangham, have argued that cooking played an essential role in human evolution, made it more digestible, so the calories and some of the nutrients in them are easier to absorb. Wow, man, they figured out that the flesh of animals was either roasted over a fire or boiled in water to make it tender. Fruit was gathered and peeled, and nuts were shelled. Necessity rather than flavor usually dictated how hunter-gatherers of the past prepared their food. Some foods had to be prepared carefully to remove toxins. Native American tribes in California, for example, developed a procedure to make acorns edible by removing their bitter tannic acid. Man, how smart are the Native Americans, right? How smart are the Native Americans? And then the Europeans came over and just put them all in cages and stuff, man. It's so screwed up. Because they had just figured it all out. And they were, you had like the nomads and stuff, man. They were just like making tools, and they were living by the water sources, and they were traveling through via water channels. And they figured out early on that you needed to be around water to survive. And they were doing it, man. They were writing on the walls. We learned last week that the mesothelioma people were writing on the walls, and then they're making acorns and they're removing acid. How do you even know what that is? How do you know? Like, you think there was a guy, there was just Chief Native American was just, that's his name. That was his tribe name. Chief Native American was just like, we must remove tannic acid. I don't know what that accent was, but it was Native American for sure. It was Cherokee. Wow, man, this is crazy. So this one isn't really. Let me see. Let me get people figured out that smoking and drying makes food last longer. I guess, did they just, let me see. Let me go to this other one. Before science and research, how did humans know what to eat and what to avoid? Cast your imagination, it says, back 2 million years ago, when our early human ancestors, primitive ape men, not apes, ape men, prowled the African savannas in search of food. As they gradually moved into new lands, perhaps they stumbled on a new plant, one that looked particularly delicious after days wandering in the heat. This is a story. In such a situation, how did early hominids know what would be safe to eat and what would leave them deficient in nutrients, sick, or even dead? Wow, they got a picture here of one of the early human hunters. I wonder what kind of camera they took that on. Looks pretty good. Pretty good res, if you ask me. Man. So this is saying that it all comes from learned behavior. So really, there was just some people like Jimmy was just, he was using Terry. Lord Terry. He was using Terry as bait, just to try foods. Or they were just like they watched what animals ate. So they were just like the little deers walk up and they were just like nibbling. And if they didn't die, we would try it. And then I guess that's how it led to it. And then if people got sick, then they were like, I'm not going to eat what Terry ate. And that's survival of the fittest, baby. That's survival of the fittest. Eat second. That's the strat. You don't want to eat last because then there's not enough food, you starve. You don't want to eat first because then you're Terry, you're dead. You want to eat second. That's a life lesson, off topic here, life lesson. You always want to be not so good, not so great. You know? You never want to be the best because then people put a lot of pressure on you and they expect you to perform. And you never want to be the worst because then you're fired. And then you're broke. And that's not surviving of the fitting. But if you're right there in that sweet spot, baby, people are going to think that you are some of the great minds of the world. And that's what Jimmy was doing and Terry wasn't doing. Okay? Be more like Jimmy. Or Susie. Susie was good too, but Stacy, she was a starver. And Clarita, she was the first one to go. And that's why you've never met a girl named Clarita. Never met a lady named Clarita because all the Claritas died early on. That's a fact. So, when new plants were encountered or encroached into their territory, a fundamental process of trial and error would likely have been used. Wow. Small amounts of plant seeds, berries, fruits, and insects or animals would be consumed at a time. If someone became violently ill or died, that particular item would be avoided. That's such a... That's so... Like... I mean, there... You just think when you... I don't know. It's when I think about how sophisticated our science is now, and the just the idea of, well, there's the only way to do it is trial and error, just blows my mind. But how else would you have done it, you know? If we didn't know, if we never had computers or internet, then, you know, you guys would just have to be listening to me talk to you. Like, we'd have to hang out, and that would be the podcast. And you guys wouldn't be allowed to say anything. What would be the fun in that? Because that's how podcasts work. I just talk to you guys, and you don't say anything back. I win every argument, dude. That's the rule. This thing, they got a little meme here. Ha! Comedy. A round of applause for the first person who tried to eat a lobster. Damn straight, dude. That guy looks mean. He got them chumps on him. Trial and error may seem like a rather random process for the survival of a species, but that same tradition or approach stretches back even further through every mammal, reptile, fish, and parakeet on the planet. That's not the word that's on here, but I don't know the word that's on here. Procreate. Back to the earliest bacterium, when they ingested a foreign macromolecule, it would have either killed them or not. Wow. I wonder what a prokaryote is. Prokaryote. I don't know, man. That's so not a lot of info on let's see. Let's go back. The evolution of diet. Wow, could eating like our ancestors make us healthier? Oh, we're not reading this. Psych. Wow, that's really crazy. I think we get the point. We get the point of the origin of prepared food. And really the point is that there is no origin. It all just kind of stumbled into place. And that's absolutely crazy. And here we are. I wonder how many of you suckers would have died. You would have. How many Terrys do we have out there? I'm definitely. I don't know. I'm a survivor, man. I'm a survivor. I've always said that if an apocalypse were to happen, like an actual apocalypse like you see in the movie or something like that, or where the government, like an I Am Legend situation or something like that, or a COVID-19 situation were to happen, I'm surviving. I'm finding a way for me and my family to survive. And I'm killing fools, man, if necessary. I do what I gotta do, and I gotta get it done. Right? What is it old Marshawn Lynch said, football player? He said, I'm a get got. but I'm going to get mine before I get gatto. Dome morigato, Mr. Roboto. That's it. I think, so we learned a little bit about the origins of food, and I think that's probably pretty good. A little bit shorter episode today, but these websites that I went to were kind of bad, but here we are. We're all thriving, surviving of the fitting. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. This is week 5. So you've been here through thick and thin, right? We're besties. Seriously, though, I appreciate all the love and support from my friends and my family, and any new fans. I mean, I've only heard back from several, from a few friends and families and that sort of thing. But I'm looking at the numbers, and somebody else is listening to this too. So thank you guys for my loyal fans out there. Follow me on Instagram at the Everyday Show Pod. Follow me on TikTok at Jacob Ennis _. Let me know if you like the show. You want to see more. Rate and review on Apple Podcasts. I don't know if you can even do that on Spotify. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And, shoot me a DM or something on Instagram if you have any ideas about the show or what you'd like to see on the show. If you have any questions or suggestions, hit me. I'll pop them in, and we'll include questions and comments from episode to episode. You guys ain't been commenting or asking me nothing, and so I can't feature what we don't have, okay? So you do it, you send me stuff, I'll put it out there and on the next episode, all right? Thank you all for watching and listening. I hope you guys have a great day wherever you are. I'll catch you guys later.